The champagne flute shattered against the marble floor, its golden liquid splattering like blood across the polished tiles of the Harvard Alumni Ballroom. Ethan Hayes, a 28-year-old adjunct professor of literature, froze as his cousin Marcus sneered from across the room, his voice cutting through the murmur of elite conversations. "Everyone, meet my fairy cousin Ethan, the one who thinks he can hide his little secret in our family." The crowd's laughter erupted like gunfire, and Ethan felt the world tilt, his carefully constructed facade crumbling in an instant as eyes turned to him with a mix of pity and disgust. Ethan had always known family gatherings were minefields, but this one, Marcus's celebration for his promotion to full professor at Harvard, was supposed to be safe. He'd driven up from his modest apartment in Boston, steeling himself for the usual barrage of questions about why he wasn't married yet, why he hadn't settled down like a proper Hayes man. The Hayes family traced their roots back to old New England money, with a legacy of lawyers, doctors, and now academics. Ethan's father, Senator Robert Hayes, had drilled into him the importance of image. "We don't air our laundry, son. We starch it and hang it high." But tonight, that laundry was flapping wildly in the wind. As the laughter died down, Ethan scanned the room for an escape. His heart pounded in his chest, a frantic drumbeat echoing the betrayal. Marcus, his own blood, the golden boy who'd always overshadowed him. Why now? Why here? Ethan slipped through the side door, the cool night air hitting him like a slap. He leaned against the brick wall of the historic building, breaths coming in shallow gasps. How had Marcus found out? It must have been that slip-up last month, when Ethan had confided in his aunt during a vulnerable moment after too much wine. She must have told Marcus, twisting his words into ammunition. Back inside, the party continued as if nothing had happened. Ethan couldn't face it. He wandered the campus grounds, memories flooding him. Harvard had been his dream once, but after coming out to himself in college, he'd chosen a quieter path at a community college, fearing the scrutiny. Now, at 28, he taught part-time, hiding his relationship with Jamie, a 25-year-old graphic designer he'd met at a local bookstore. Jamie was everything Ethan wasn't. Open, unapologetic, fiercely proud. "Why hide us?" Jamie had asked just last week, his blue eyes pleading. "Because my family would disown me," Ethan had replied, the words tasting like ash. The phone buzzed in his pocket. "Jamie." Ethan answered, his voice cracking. "It happened. Marcus outed me." Silence stretched, then Jamie's steady voice. "Come home. We'll figure this out." But Ethan knew there was no figuring out a family like his. Senator Hayes had built his career on traditional values, railing against same-sex marriage in speeches that made Ethan's stomach churn. If word got out publicly, it could tank his father's re-election campaign. And Marcus? He'd always been competitive, resenting Ethan's quiet intelligence that threatened his spotlight. By morning, the fallout began. Ethan's phone lit up with texts from relatives. "Aunt Lydia's, we need to talk. Uncle Frank's disappointed in you. And worst, his mother's terse, call your father." He ignored them all, driving back to Boston with a knot in his gut. At home, Jamie pulled him into a hug, but Ethan pushed away gently. "This changes everything," he whispered. Jamie's face fell. "Does it change us?" Ethan didn't answer, the weight of choices pressing down. Days blurred into a haze of avoidance. Ethan skipped classes, claiming illness, while rumors swirled on campus social media. A student emailed, "Professor Hayes, is it true?" He deleted it unread. Then came the call from the dean. "We need to meet. There are concerns about your personal life affecting your professional conduct." Ethan's world narrowed to a pinpoint. Was this the end of his career? He'd fought so hard to get here, sacrificing authenticity for acceptance. Now both hung in the balance. Jamie confronted him that night over takeout Chinese. "You can't just shut down, Ethan. Fight back." But fighting meant confronting Marcus, dredging up old wounds. They were cousins, raised like brothers after Ethan's parents' busy schedules left him at Marcus's house often. Marcus had bullied him subtly, mocking his sensitivity, his love for poetry over sports. Coming out would have been suicide back then. "I can't," Ethan said. It'll destroy the family. The tension built as Ethan's father finally called. Son, what the hell is going on? Marcus says you're involved with a man. Ethan's throat closed. It's true, Dad. A long pause. We'll handle this discreetly. Get therapy. Fix it. Fix it? Like he was broken. Rage simmered, but fear won. Okay. He lied. That lie haunted him. Jamie noticed the distance growing, the unspoken resentment. You're choosing them over us, Jamie accused one evening, voice trembling. Ethan snapped back. You don't understand the pressure. Their first real fight ended in slammed doors, Jamie sleeping on the couch. Ethan lay awake, questioning everything. Was hiding worth this pain? Or was coming clean the ultimate betrayal to his family, his heritage? As weeks passed, invitations dried up. No more family dinners, no holiday plans whispered. Isolation crept in, a cold companion. Then, a knock at the door. Marcus, unannounced. We need to talk, he said, eyes hard. Ethan's pulse raced. This was the confrontation he dreaded. The moment where blood ties would either mend or sever forever. Marcus stood in the doorway, his Harvard blazer impeccable. A stark contrast to Ethan's rumpled sweatshirt. Can I come in? He asked, but it wasn't a question. Ethan stepped aside, the air thick with unspoken accusations. They sat in the living room, Jamie wisely retreating to the bedroom. Why? Ethan finally spat, the word a bullet. Marcus leaned back, crossing his legs. You were living a lie, cuz. I did you a favor. A favor? Ethan's fists clenched. You humiliated me in front of everyone. My career's on the line. Marcus shrugged. Harvard's progressive. They'll get over it. But our family? Dad's campaign? You were a ticking bomb. So that was it, protection for the family name at Ethan's expense. Marcus had always been the enforcer, the one who upheld the Hays Code. But this felt personal, rooted in jealousy Ethan had sensed since childhood. Flashbacks hit. Summers at the Cape Cod house. Marcus stealing Ethan's ideas for school projects, claiming credit. When Ethan won a poetry award in high school, Marcus had accidentally spilled ink on the certificate. You're too soft, Marcus would say. Now that softness was a weapon. You outed me to save face, Ethan accused. Marcus's eyes narrowed. I outed you because you're selfish. Hiding this could ruin us all if it leaked wrong. The argument escalated, voices rising. Selfish? I've hidden for years to protect everyone, Ethan yelled. Marcus stood, towering over him. Protect? Or cowardice? Man up, Ethan. The words stung, echoing his father's expectations. As Marcus left, slamming the door, Ethan collapsed, tears streaming. Jamie emerged, holding him. He's wrong, Jamie whispered. But doubt lingered. Was Ethan a coward? The dean's meeting loomed. Ethan prepared, rehearsing defenses. My personal life doesn't affect my teaching, he'd say. But inside, turmoil raged. What if they fired him? Adjuncts were disposable. He confided in a colleague, Sarah, who was openly lesbian. Fight it, she urged. We need voices like yours. Her words sparked something. Maybe this was his chance to stop hiding. But family pressure mounted. His mother visited, her face etched with worry. Your father is furious, Ethan. Think of his position. She pleaded for discretion, suggesting he take a break from Jamie. It's just until the election. Ethan's heart ached. His mother had always been the soft one, buffering his father's sternness. But now she was complicit. I love him, Mom, he said. She looked away. Love isn't always enough. Jamie's patience wore thin. They're manipulating you, he said over dinner. Ethan defended them weakly. Their family. The rift deepened, small arguments flaring into battles. One night, Jamie packed a bag. I can't watch you destroy yourself. He left for a friend's, leaving Ethan alone with his thoughts. Was this the price of authenticity? Losing the one who truly saw him. Desperate, Ethan sought therapy. A secret his family would approve only if it fixed him. The therapist, Dr. Patel, listened without judgment. Your identity isn't a problem to solve, she said. The conflict is. Sessions unearthed buried pain. The fear of abandonment, the internalized shame from a conservative upbringing. Ethan realized his silence had enabled the family's denial. Meanwhile, Marcus thrived. Social media showed him at events, basking in acclaim. But whispers reached Ethan. Some colleagues distanced themselves, questioning Marcus's progressive facade after the outing. A small victory, but hollow. Then, a bombshell, an anonymous post on a Harvard forum accused Marcus of homophobia, linking to witnesses from the party. Panic set in. Was this retaliation? Ethan hadn't done it, but suspicion fell on him. His father called again. Did you start this rumor mill? Ethan denied it, but the accusation burned. Fix this, or you're out of the will. The threat crystallized the stakes. Family loyalty versus self-respect. Ethan hung up, resolve hardening. He emailed the dean, requesting a formal meeting to address the discrimination he'd faced. Reuniting with Jamie was tentative. I'm fighting, Ethan promised. Jamie nodded, but wariness remained. Prove it. As they rebuilt, Ethan faced another blow. His sister, Elena, whom he'd always been close to, sided with Marcus. You're tearing us apart, she texted. The betrayal cut deep. Elena had known his secret for years, sworn to silence. Why now? The family gathered for an intervention, orchestrated by his father. In the stately Hayes living room in D.C., accusations flew. You're choosing perversion over blood, his uncle barked. Ethan stood his ground for the first time.
I'm choosing truth.
His father reddened. Truth? This is a phase. But his mother's tears softened the room. Let him be, she murmured. Marcus smirked throughout, but Ethan saw cracks, nervousness in his eyes. Later, alone, Marcus confessed. I was scared. If you came out, it might expose things about me. Ethan's jaw dropped. Was Marcus hiding too? The revelation hung, unspoken, as Marcus fled the room. The tension peaked as Ethan's dean meeting approached. Support from Jamie and Sarah bolstered him, but fear gnawed. What if he lost everything? The night before, he wrote a letter to his family, pouring out his pain. I've paid the price for your acceptance. No more. The dean's office smelled of old books and polished wood. A sanctuary turned courtroom. Dean Hargrove, a stern woman in her 50s, peered over her glasses. Professor Hayes, we've received complaints about the incident at Professor Langford's party. Marcus's last name, a reminder of their tangled web. Ethan straightened. The incident was my outing without consent. Dean, it's discrimination. Hargrove nodded slowly. We're investigating. But your position is tenuous as an adjunct. The implication clear. Toe the line or leave. Ethan pushed back. My teaching record is spotless. This is personal bias. He cited policies, his voice steady despite the quake inside. Leaving the meeting, he felt a spark of empowerment. The first time he'd defended himself publicly. Word spread. Students rallied. A petition circulating for inclusive faculty. But backlash came too. Conservative alumni emailed threats to withhold donations. Ethan's father fumed in a voicemail. You're dragging our name through the mud. The family rift widened. Elena blocking his number after a heated call. Choose. Us or your lifestyle. Jamie's support was a lifeline, but strain showed. This fight's consuming you, he said one evening, massaging Ethan's shoulders. Ethan sighed. It has to, or nothing changes. Their relationship, once effortless, now navigated minefields of stress. Intimacy faded, replaced by late-night talks of strategy. Then Marcus called unexpectedly. Meet me. Coffee shop near campus. Ethan agreed warily. At the bustling cafe, Marcus looked haggard. That forum post. It's ruining me. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Not me. Marcus leaned in. I think I'm like you. The confession stunned. Marcus, the epitome of straight-laced success. Gay. I've hidden it forever. Outing you was projection. Fear you'd expose me accidentally. Sympathy warred with anger. You destroyed my life to protect yours? Marcus nodded, tears welling.
I'm sorry.
Help me fix this. Ethan recoiled.
Fix?
After the damage? But seeing Marcus vulnerable humanized him. They talked for hours, unearthing shared traumas. A homophobic grandfather, the pressure to conform. We both paid the price, Ethan said. The alliance was fragile. Marcus promised to retract publicly, but fear held him back. What if I lose everything? Ethan understood too well. Meanwhile, societal pressures amplified. A local news outlet picked up the story. Harvard professor outed by family, discrimination, or drama? Comment sections exploded with vitriol and support, mirroring America's divide. Ethan's therapy deepened, exploring forgiveness. Betrayal cuts deep, but understanding heals, Dr. Patel said. He confronted his father in person, driving to D.C. The senator's study was imposing, lined with awards. Dad, I'm gay. It's not a choice. Robert Hayes rubbed his temples. I know, son, but politics. Ethan interrupted. Politics over your child? Silence. I love you, but I won't hide. Tears came, rare for his father. I failed you. The admission cracked the facade. They hugged awkwardly, a tentative bridge. But his mother revealed more. Marcus told us his secret too. We're reeling. The family was fracturing, secrets spilling like dominoes. Jamie's ultimatum came amid this chaos. I need you present, Ethan. Not lost in this war. Ethan realized the cost. Neglecting the one who mattered most. They spent a weekend away, reconnecting in the quiet of the Berkshires. I choose us, Ethan vowed. Jamie smiled, hope reigniting. Back home, Marcus took a step. He confided in a trusted colleague, testing waters. But betrayal lurked. An ambitious assistant overheard, leaking to tabloids. Headlines screamed, Harvard's hidden gaze. Family scandal rocks elite circles. Panic ensued. Marcus blamed Ethan. You pushed me. Ethan shot back. You started this. The fallout was swift. Marcus's promotion stalled. Investigations launched. Ethan's adjunct contract was reviewed favorably. But at what price? Family therapy was suggested, but attendance was spotty. Elena reached out apologetically. I was scared. Forgive me? Healing began in fits. Society's mirror reflected harshly. Friends distanced, others rallied. Ethan spoke at a campus LGBTQ event, his voice trembling but strong. Hiding costs souls. Authenticity saves them. Applause thundered, but inside, doubt persisted. Was the pain worth it? As high tension simmered, a pivotal choice loomed. His father faced a primary challenge, opponents using the family scandal as ammunition. Denounce it publicly, advisors urged. Robert hesitated, calling Ethan. What do I do? Ethan paused. Tell the truth. Support your sons. The decision hung a moral precipice. If he did, it could end his career. If not, the family bond might shatter forever. Ethan waited, breath held, as the world watched. The press conference room buzzed with reporters, flashbulbs popping like fireworks. Senator Robert Hayes stood at the podium, face etched with resolve. My sons are gay, he announced, voice steady. And I stand by them. Family is family. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Ethan, watching from home with Jamie, felt tears prick. This was the turning point, his father's ultimate sacrifice. But victory was bittersweet. Polls dipped, donors fled. Robert's campaign teetered, the price of integrity steep. I did it for you, he told Ethan later. But it hurts. Ethan nodded, guilt mingling with gratitude. Marcus, too, faced repercussions. A temporary suspension pending review. We both paid, he said in a reconciliatory call. Healing was nonlinear. Family dinners resumed. Awkward at first, conversations tiptoeing around wounds. Elena baked Ethan's favorite pie as apology, tears in her eyes. I was wrong. His mother organized support groups, transforming pain into purpose. But shadows lingered. Judgmental stares at events, whispered slurs. Ethan's career stabilized, the dean offering a full-time position. Your resilience inspires, she said. He accepted, vowing to mentor LGBTQ students. Jamie's graphic design business boomed, their life intertwining more deeply. We made it, Jamie whispered one night, holding Ethan close. Yet mended bonds tested anew. Marcus met someone, Alex, a fellow academic. Introducing him to the family was tense. Another one? Uncle Frank grumbled. Robert shut him down. Enough. Progress but fragile. Societal backlash intensified. Hate mail arrived, online trolls harassed. Ethan debated retreating, but Jamie urged, "You've come too far." He wrote an op-ed for a national paper, outed and unbroken. A gay man's fight against family denial. It went viral, sparking debates on morning shows. Supporters flooded his inbox, but so did threats. The ultimate test came at a family wedding, Elena's. Whispers followed Ethan and Jamie, hands clasped. Marcus brought Alex, a united front. But a distant relative confronted them. This is unnatural. Fists nearly flew, but Ethan de-escalated. Love is love. The incident underscored the ongoing battle. Internally, Ethan grappled with forgiveness. Marcus betrayed me, he told Dr. Patel. But he's suffering too. Therapy revealed shared victimhood in a rigid system. Break the cycle, she advised. As months passed, growth emerged. Robert retooled his platform, advocating for LGBTQ rights. Personal evolution, he called it. Polls rebounded slightly, voters appreciating authenticity. Marcus resumed teaching, co-authoring a paper on queer literature with Ethan, collaboration born from ashes. Jamie's proposal came unexpectedly, on a Boston Common bench. Marry me? The ring glinted under sunlight. Ethan said yes, joy overwhelming fear. Planning the wedding forced confrontations. Who to invite? Conservative relatives balked, but Robert insisted, all or none. The ceremony was intimate, vows raw with emotion. Through betrayal and awakening, I choose you, Ethan said. Tears flowed, a cathartic release. Marcus stood as best man, atonement in action. But not all wounds healed. Some family cut ties, society still judged. Ethan pondered the costs. Lost privacy, strained relations, but gained freedom. Was it worth it? He asked Jamie on their honeymoon. Absolutely. Returning, a new challenge. Adoption discussions. We want a family, Jamie said. But hurdles loomed, legal, social. Ethan's father offered help. I'll pull strings. Gratitude mixed with wariness. Was this control or support? Marcus's relationship faltered under pressure. Alex left, citing the drama. I can't handle your baggage. Marcus spiraled, calling Ethan in despair. How do you cope? Ethan advised, own your truth. Their bond strengthened, cousins becoming confidants. The story's arc crested in reflection. Ethan taught a class on identity in literature, students engaging deeply. One confided, your story gave me courage. Impact rippled, a quiet revolution. Yet, doubts persisted. Had outing accelerated change, or merely amplified pain? Family gatherings held underlying tension, smiles masking scars. Society evolved slowly, prejudices enduring. In quiet moments, Ethan questioned choices. Hiding versus fighting, forgiveness versus grudges. The price paid, emotional toll, fractured ties, weighed heavy. But awakening brought clarity. Authenticity's value outweighed conformity's comfort. As the narrative closed, Ethan stood at a crossroads, life forever altered by that shattering glass. Years blended, but the echoes of that night lingered like a persistent fog. Ethan and Jamie built a life in a cozy Boston brownstone. Their adopted son, Liam, bringing chaos and joy. At 5, Liam's innocent questions, why 2 daddies? Forced Ethan to confront ongoing societal whispers. Because love makes a family. He'd reply, heart swelling yet aching from the need to explain. Marcus rebuilt too, finding stability with a new partner, therapy his anchor. Their joint projects flourished, a book on queer narratives in academia gaining acclaim. We turned pain into purpose, Marcus said at a launch event, Ethan nodding beside him. But private moments revealed scars. Marcus's occasional panic attacks, remnants of repression. The Hayes family adapted unevenly. Robert retired from politics, penning memoirs on personal growth. My biggest regret? Not seeing sooner, he confided to Ethan. Family holidays mixed warmth with tension. Uncle Frank's absence a silent protest. Elena's children played with Liam, bridging generations, but underlying judgments surfaced in subtle digs. Ethan's teaching evolved, incorporating personal stories to humanize lessons. Students thrived, one even crediting him for coming out. Yet burnout crept in the emotional labor of being the gay professor. Jamie noticed, take a break. They vacationed in Provincetown, reclaiming space in a welcoming community. This is freedom, Ethan murmured, watching drag shows with Liam safely at home. But freedom's price resurfaced. A conservative backlash wave hit, new laws threatening rights. Ethan advocated testifying in hearings. I've lived the cost of hiding, he argued. Exhaustion mounted, Jamie worrying. Don't lose yourself again. Balance became the new battle. Marcus faced a crisis. His partner proposed marriage, but fear resurfaced. What if it backfires? Ethan counseled. The alternative is regret. Marcus proceeded, the wedding a milestone. Ethan toasted. To choices that heal. Reflection deepened with age.
Isen Gerneld, pandring moral ambiguities.
Outing, cruel yet catalytic. Betrayal, destructive but revealing. Did Marcus's act ultimately save us? He wondered. Family dynamics shifted, forgiveness not erasure, but coexistence with history. Liam's school incident tested resolve. Bullies taunting his weird family. Ethan confronted administrators, channeling past rage into advocacy. Protect all children, he demanded. Victory came, but at emotional cost, reliving trauma. Jamie's health scare, a minor heart issue, crystallized priorities. Family first, Ethan vowed, scaling back activism. They fostered community locally, hosting support groups. Small changes matter, Jamie said. Marcus's book tour brought revelations. Audiences shared stories, echoing their journey. You're not alone, Ethan told a young fan. Impact validated the pain. As Liam grew, questions evolved. Was it hard being gay back then? Ethan shared honestly, minus graphic details. Yes, but fighting made it better for you. Pride swelled, legacy secured. The family's final gathering, Robert's 80th birthday, encapsulated progress. Toasts honored growth, absences noted but not mourned. Ethan and Marcus shared a quiet moment. We survived, Marcus said. Thrived, Ethan corrected. In twilight years, Ethan pondered the narrative's essence. Choices, ripple effects, the ethics of truth versus protection. Had hiding preserved peace or prolonged suffering? Forgiveness, strength or weakness? Society advanced, but regressions loomed. Ethan's op-eds continued, voice undimmed. Jamie remained his rock, their love enduring trials. The story closed on a reflective note, Ethan watching Liam play, wondering if the cycle truly broke. Authenticity's triumph, yet at what cost? Was forcing someone out of the closet, even with good intentions hidden behind fear, ever justifiable? Or does it always cross an unforgivable line?